God Told Me To video was my first music video, and I'd wanted to make music videos for quite a long time. But how do you go from being a short filmmaker to, I want to make music videos one day? Well, I guess the thing that happened is Paul Kelly. Because I don't know how many people, especially of his calibre, would say, yeah, you haven't done a music video before, I'll give you a shot. So I was incredibly lucky that he was the one that took a risk on me.
The mighty strength of angels carries me on my seeking flight.
We looked at the text very much as a character. He wrote this song as an imaginary self, which was always useful for us because he was playing a character. And so then we basically built this character together that was going to be confessing in this kind of way. Paul Kelly, he's a madman. He loved it. He loved it. He kept saying to me, tie me up tighter, tie me up tighter. He was resilient, incredible. We had a lot of production challenges with that video. Like, for example, learning the physics of how much fluid you can put in a glass cabinet without it breaking, plus add Paul Kelly, and manufacturing that much fake blood and then transporting it all on a micro budget. That video is so detailed in every little moment. You know, there's no accidents in this one. We shot on 35mm. We only had enough money for a certain number of takes, and we had to get it right. So every single eye twitch and everything was pre-rehearsed. You know, the camera's here now. How do we express pain in this size, or how do we express, anger in that size, and explaining how the body communicates and how the every twitch means something to the audience. So essentially choreographed his body part by body part. He actually got it in the first take. It was the first take that we printed. We kept shooting anyway, because we already had him there. He was in the blood, tied up, why not, The creative process for music videos has no real rules for me. It's a bit of a kind of meandering through the unconscious with some slashings of rational thinking. When the Gotye project kind of came up, I'd almost actually said a bit of a farewell to music video for a while. And Wally and I had met socially. And he said, look, I've got this song, I'm thinking about, this might be a single, do you want to take a listen? I knew at that moment that I would stop everything to be able to do this, because it was just 1 in a million. And then on second listen, I had the idea. In that song, the lyrics are very honest. They kind of struck me very clearly as a moment of loss. And as soon as you have loss, then you have its reciprocal, which is togetherness or completion. And so the feeling I got straight away was that a relationship was like a tapestry. That you were in a joint tapestry, you're together, you're camouflaged against the rest of the world in some way. And the opposite of that, the loss of that, is a depainting, is a disconnect from that tapestry. And once I understood that was the visual metaphor that I wanted to use to explain a relationship's quality in action and its severance, then the rest of it was a storytelling technique. The Gotye video was a very strange video shoot. It was always going to be a challenge. Every single dot of paint requires Emma to step into the set, add a dab of paint onto Wally or Kimbra, and step out, then Wally or Kimbra to then what we call onion skin, which is to get their position matching the previous frame on the monitor, which can take a minute. Just hold your breath, turn left, lean to the right, very particular. Take a photo, wait, and Emma steps back in 3,000 times. We did 3 days, and the third day was 26 hours. Whenever you're directing any musician for a music video, it's an interesting process because they're not actors. That means they might have some really great talent as actors, but they're very rarely trained actors. The challenges are always pretty much, how do I get truthful experience from someone who natively knows how to perform and has maybe even performed this song 100 times already, a certain kind of way, and then decommission that and allow them to come to these, lines of dialogue new. I did say to Wally pretty much straight away, I was like, before you say yes to this, you got to realise a few things. One, you're going to be naked. But two, you're going to be naked emotionally. I said, there's no point doing this expedition unless you're going to give me everything. I mean, we're going to go all the way into the deepest, darkest, rawest bits of your emotional makeup and just splat them up there for everyone to see. And I knew that would be confronting for him, so I didn't want him to sort of say yes without really appreciating that I was going to be very rigorous in the directorial process and would be rehearsing, and I wouldn't accept anything other than the deepest, darkest bits. And it was that marriage of concept and artist's willingness that made me feel confident we could achieve something great.